Once upon a time, I was rushed to a hospital with a stroke. I don't know if you've ever known anyone that went through a stroke, but I can tell you it is one of the most terrifying times of my life. I was feeling helpless. The entire left side of my body would no longer function, no longer do what I told it to. I could reach over and lift my left arm with my right hand. I couldn't feel the fingers touch that flesh. I couldn't tell that arm had been lifted. I couldn't tell when I let it go. I was helpless, hapless, and worried to lay on top of that. Doctors and nurses came in, and every one of them stumbled over my cords that were keeping me alive. And I kept saying, "Don't do that." And they would grin and they'd, "Okay, I'll watch it," and then stumble right into it while they were saying those reassuring words. Even the doctor did it. I was terrified. After a few days of terror, I gathered my wits around me, and I realized, as you should, my first job was to quit feeling helpless. Eventually, my mind settled down and reflected that the very first thing God gave to man was dominion over all things. How many? All. Is that true? I asked myself, and yes, by golly, I realized it is true. Go to the zoo and look at all the animals that arrogantly assumed they didn't fall into that category. Look at the elephant, tiger, the lion, the gorilla. All of them thought they were tougher and meaner than man. One by one, they became hapless and helpless in our hands. The toughest looking dude there in the zoo is the rhinoceros. I mean, this guy is built like a Second World War tank. He had no need to fear anybody on the planet except another one like him. As you gaze in awe at the armor plates on this guy, you will hear remarks flow around you. "I sure wouldn't want to make him angry," or "I wouldn't even want him sniffing around me to see if he wants to be angry." And yes, that is true. But you stop and think a minute. Here's the biggest and the roughest and toughest animal of them all. But the rhinoceros is the one down there in the pen, and man, having dominion over all things, can wing it all the way around the world and back. The rhinoceros is stuck in a pen, and there aren't many of his cousins left running around wild at home either. Man is free. As long as you don't do something stupid, like dropping down into that pen with him, chances are you don't have a thing to worry about with this rhinoceros. Hey, they even let little kids come in here. It must be pretty safe to look down on this guy. What else is there to fear? The elephant? No, he bowed to man's charms a long time ago. Tigers? No, tigers are almost extinct now. Some of my friends pay $300 a night just so they can cuddle up to one. What about the whale? Biggest animal on earth that we know about. Scientists say these beasties have been surviving for 1 million years or more, in spite of great white sharks and assorted other felons. But just as soon as man started blubbering, whales' days were numbered. Today, whales are a protected species. What on earth do they need protection from? Yeah, they need protection from man. Now what about rattlesnakes? Hunting rattlesnakes isn't the safest sport in the world, but there are people who pay for the privilege hunting them. Little old me, laying here in bed, I can tell you how to pick up 9 out of 10 rattlesnakes without getting bit. In most cities of America, it isn't the grizzly bear you have to watch out for. It is man. Man is the meanie on this planet. When he picks up a stick, everything else had better scatter like quail. Think about it. With a heritage like that, there is never an excuse for feeling helpless. After I quit feeling helpless, I climbed out of that bed. Not in one day, not even in 1 month, but I climbed out of that bed and I claimed my heritage as a man, the most successful animal that has ever been on this earth, the most successful being on this planet. When man picks up a stick, everything else had better scatter like a whale. With a heritage like this, there is never an excuse for feeling helpless. This is Lynn Stone, signing off until next time. Thank you.